A series of high-level meetings that went on late into the night as India formulated its response to the massive developments in the Galwan Valley near the line of actual control. We'll get you all the latest on that, and our reporters Sunil Prabhu and Neeta Sharma are joining us in just a moment with those details, and Nazir Masoodi as well. Now, 20 Indian soldiers, including a colonel, killed in that violent face-off on Monday night with Chinese troops at the Galwan Valley in Ladakh. This is the most serious escalation at the border in 5 decades, at a time when soldiers were actually in the process of disengagement. News agency ANI, quoting sources, is reporting that 43 Chinese soldiers have also been killed or seriously injured. However, the Indian Army's official statement has not referred to any numbers at all in terms of Chinese casualties. But India has said the clashes happened as a result of an attempt by the Chinese side to unilaterally change the status quo there, rebutting China's claims that Indian soldiers crossed the border. Let's go right across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu right now with the latest on those high-level meetings that have taken place. Sunil, what are we hearing?
Three important points that need to be taken into account. There had been a series of meetings yesterday after those violent clashes took place. One, of course, no less than the Prime Minister, along with his cabinet colleagues, that is last night. Whether we can call it formally a Cabinet Committee on Security, but the political establishment, all the members of the CCS were present to listen to the Army Chief, and their what has happened on the border and what steps the Indian Army had taken. It's in that drop that had been a series of meetings with the defense establishment, the defense minister, the external affairs minister, with the Army Chief and the Chief of Defense Staff, twice around. And then the Minister of External Affairs going in.
All right, Sunil, we're having some trouble with your line. We'll try and fix that in a moment and come back to you. Neeta, what more are we hearing at this point about these meetings?
See, as far as the incident is concerned, Ankita, the government sources are now confirming what led to this confrontation. Those were two semi-permanent structures made by the Chinese authorities on patrolling party point number 14. The Indian party had objected to it on June 6th meeting. Chinese had agreed that they're going to remove it. On Monday, the Indian patrol party went to check if those structures were removed. They were not removed, and that is when the clashes took place. As many as 20 bravehearts of Indian bravehearts died due to the clashes, though there are casualties on China's side also, but no numbers have been given either by the Chinese authorities or by the Indian authorities. But now the most difficult task before the government is to send the bodies of these brave hearts to their native places and their villages. Now arrangements on one side are also being done because the government perceives that it's going to be a law and order issue in most of the places. So that is why they're making all kinds of necessary arrangements to ferry those bodies, those braveheart bodies, to their native villages and their respective cities. On one side. On the second side, the government has been engaging with Pakistan at the diplomatic level also. Our envoy in China has begun, talks with the Chinese authorities there in China, because now it has been understood by the government that no solution would be coming out of the talks which are happening at the military level. We had seen the same thing in Dokalam also. Till the time the political establishment did not engage themselves with each other, no solution was forthcoming. So the government knows now, that is why they are engaging with them both at the diplomatic level also and also at the military level. Ankita?
Right, I believe Sunil is back with us. Sunil, we got cut off. Carry on, please.
Well, Ankita, as I was pointing out, the External Affairs Minister having a meeting with the Prime Minister to discuss, the fallout of what had happened after the series of meetings. And then we saw the Ministry of External Affairs give that statement where they made it very clear that they would like, at one level, to de-escalate I think that's the big point that they would like to make, but they will definitely stand by India's territorial integrity. I think that is the bottom line. The Cabinet Committee on Security yesterday took stock.
Right.
They were pretty upset with what has happened in terms of the turn of events that have taken place. It's after 50 years that India has seen such a huge loss of lives, and as Nasir has been pointing out, a number of casualties which are still yet to come out. Having said that, definitely, as has been pointed out by Neeta, there's a give and take that has to take place. How much of leeway do we have at this present juncture? Let's remember that this is not a one-off incident. This has been building up from April. And it's in that backdrop that the Cabinet Committee on Security is trying to take stock of the situation, what political
Right.
level, as this, with the Chinese establishment, or for that matter, diplomatically, can they have to see what is the best way forward.